All right, here is the 2013 Tundra. This is the one that made 500 rear wheel horsepower and about 550 torque on HP tuners. This one's got the TRD Supercharger. What else? Smaller pulley on this one. So this is undersized, or however they do that. Smaller pulley. This has only got 59,000 miles on it. I rarely use this truck. Just for towing larger stuff, trailer. Fuel mileage, I mean, it's just hard to drive a bigger truck like this as a daily driver because of the size. So here's the TRD kit, the intercooler, water, air to water. That's how they do this. It was installed at a dealer. So here's the pump down here, and all this still works. Like, this truck just sits outside, and like everything is solid on it. Full of coolant, pink coolant there. It's the supercharger, the coupler is starting to make a little bit of noise, but it doesn't have to be replaced just yet. I mean, it's very, very faint. I don't think there's any issues with this in the moment. What else we got going on with this thing? So I just did the fluid film black application for winter. Went on really well. First time I've really used the black version, and it just looks a lot better than the brown stuff. None of it drips off, so you're not getting puddles or anything everywhere. But yeah, I did kind of the whole front end, front and back, skid plate. What else do we got done here? Yeah, check that out. And I just laid underneath it and kind of sprayed it on. There's some areas I gotta redo, add some more. Like right in here, they mentioned that it would just loosen up like flaky rust, and that's what we're seeing here. This had somewhat of a custom exhaust. There's no cats, it's just 2.5 inch, I think, all the way back. And that was done in probably, 2014-15. As you can see, they kind of had to pound this to get it to clear. I mean, these flanges are almost toast already, and this, like I said, it just really sits. It doesn't really get much driving in the snow or anything like that. But yeah, it's due for an update for sure. Resonators back there. This doesn't have headers. We kind of got to the point on the dyno where it was like maxed out on the stock fuel injectors and rail and lines and all that. See up here too, just layered it on, cover up all that rusty suspension stuff that just sits. Total chaos control arms. These are brand new Terra grapplers, Nittos. Real nice. What size are these? I don't even know. 305, 55, 20. Yeah. Got the blacked out Tundra logo on there. Kind of dirty, haven't washed it in a long time. But yeah, there's some dyno videos of this one. There was a video of on the track I posted not too long ago. Here you can see how the rear end looks. Probably needs another application shortly just to recode everything. This has the flip back or whatever cover. So this, there's an ECU behind this frame rail right here. You can kind of see the plug. It's for the fuel pump. I didn't know this thing even existed. But apparently it's common to die and then fuel pump doesn't turn on. So I thought the fuel pump was dead. So I'm messing around with the tank and trying to get the pump working, and the whole time I was at ECU. So this has an updated or upgraded fuel pump. And I think the next steps, if anything, on this would be upgrade the injectors, the lines, and the rails, and then put on headers, and then retune the HP tuners. But like I said, I mean, it's totally fine now. It doesn't really need more power. This also has a decent sound system in it, nice Hertz amp, crossovers, and my favorite feature under here, look at that. Custom sized box for the Tundra, 2JL audio, I think those are 10s. Yeah, there should be 10s. So yeah, it's a nice truck just to kind of drive around town in, do longer trips. It's very comfortable with the cloth seats. So this used to be, this is actually a Rock Warrior truck when I got it. Oh, it also has an Auburn LSD, rear LSD Auburn. Big improvement with that thing. So what else did I do? So the interior here, like I mentioned, it's a Rock Warrior, so it never had auto AC, and it also did not have automatic lights. So I installed that light sensor up there, and then you can install the switch, the auto headlight switch. It's pretty much plug and play. You gotta hook up like one wire to make it work. But Optitron cluster, no brainer. Looks way better than the factory orange. Again, plug and play other than the mileage. Had to get that programmed, but big improvement. White LED, red LED needles. Some of this stuff is white, as you can see, and then some of it's factory. Okay, that's quite loud. Moving along, so the auto AC. I have, I think I have a write-up somewhere on tundras.org or com or whatever it is. But you can swap the auto AC out, or the manual AC. You have to buy one servo, I think. It's like a blend door. I think it's, I want to say it's a recirculator servo you got to buy, and then just hook it up, like not hooked up anything, and then it'll work. If you don't install that, I think the temperature's like reset every time you turn on the truck to 75. It doesn't retain the memory, but this works phenomenally. I'd highly recommend doing the auto AC swap, and I can do a video on that if people are really interested. But you just set it literally and forget it. You don't ever have to mess with the temperature. This thing, the Alpine X009, this is like the hotness back in 2014-15, and I got it, and recently, a couple years ago, it started doing this where there's like an error. I don't know if it's too cold or what the deal is, but once it heats up, it also freezes on the map. So I don't know if it's like a SD card problem or a unit problem. But I was like, oh, I'll just get this fixed, you know, call Alpine, whatever. Nobody has parts for this anymore. It's like, okay. And then also the, I think the front left channel went out also. So those are on a Y splitter currently. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I mean, it kind of works here and there, but I'd like to find something that is the same thing, or that the new style where the screen is out a little bit. I forget what it's called, Halo or something, where it's like, you know, the screen is this whole thing. But I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's really not that big a deal. But yeah, I thought this was the coolest thing because it just fits so nicely like OEM in here. There is AM gauge, air fuel gauge here, wideband. But other than that, it's pretty untouched. I've got some dyno sheets in here. I wonder if this is new or old. Yeah, so this must be the newer one, HP tuners. So factory. Nope, that was not factory. I don't have a factory one. I don't even remember what it made stock. I think it was 3 something. But I don't know what these two are. These 2 runs. The best run was the 500 horsepower at 5600, and then 556 torque at 4000. And then the issue they're having was it was really leaning out on the top end. So we're kind of at that point where the injectors are, we can't do headers without injectors and fuel. But it's, you know, the next step is kind of a bigger investment to get all that stuff to go, and then get your fueling right, and then headers, more air, and then, you know, more tuning, and then the stock trans, how long does that last, etc. So you kind of fall down this rabbit hole. I think this thing ran like a high 13 or low 14, something like that, at 100, 102. So yeah, I don't know. I put it up for sale. Nobody liked my price, but nobody really expressed any interest at all in the truck. I don't know why, because it's a solid truck, low miles. But that's it. I mean, that's the Tundra, the inside and outside. But yeah, if anyone wants to see anything more in detail, I can kind of go more in detail on stuff. But yeah, I don't have any complaints with the Tundra. I haven't had any issues with this thing. I replaced the brakes, and literally that's about it. The LSD really helped, especially with the supercharger and in like wet and snowy conditions. Huge difference. A lot of people say they don't like the Auburn LSD. I think there's another one that people go with, or some other type, but I haven't had any issues with the Auburn on my end. But yeah, brakes, oil changes, you know, literally that's kind of it. And then you can hear keys on, so you can hear the heat exchanger, water, air, intercooler pump running. That's that noise. Toyotas have a problem with these orange running light bulbs. Actually, let me turn those on. Had the same problem on my GX, where that should do it. After, I don't know, if this is a 13, I want to say after 5 to 7 years, these turn like brown, and people don't really notice that. But if you pull the orange bulb out, you can see it's all burnt out. It's all brown, and all the coating fell off. So a new set of bulbs, again, like night and day difference on improving the look of that running light or turn signal. Also fog lights, let me turn those on. Those I got I think it's a yellow bulb, and that looks really good too. Like it just works. You know, yellow fog lights on a Tundra or 4Runner or any Toyota really. It's just the way to go. And it does, I don't remember if these are, I think these are just standard. They're not LEDs or anything, they're just bulbs. But yeah. So, I don't know, I'll keep doing these videos on the vehicles and see what kind of reception it gets. But the ES is up there on the lift, ready for some brake line action. And the ISF is just kind of chilling for winter. So I'll probably do an update next, obviously, of this when we do the brake lines, and then you know, future project status on this one. But that's it. Today's show was the Tundra. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.